Lesson 69, okay, and sorry I was not there today, but what you're going to be learning about is decimal numbers and putting them in order and comparing them, okay? And most of the time, something you would use decimal numbers for are something like this. If I said, anytime you take a stopwatch and you hit go, and it starts to run, you will always see that you will have like 15 seconds and then it will have and 6 4, okay? So it always has these decimal numbers that are behind the decimal, okay? That's just to give us even a more detailed, it's not just 15 seconds, it's 15 and a little bit more, okay? Okay, and maybe you had two people running, and let's say, let's take Sarah Kate, and let's say she ran from one edge of the grass to a pole, and it took her 15 seconds and 64, okay? 15.64 seconds, okay? Now, let's say Levi got up there and he decided to try from the grass to the pole, and he got it 14 and 32, okay? 14 seconds with 32 at the end. So it wasn't just 14 seconds, it was a little bit more, okay? Now, the next thing, let's see, Isabella. Okay, Isabella, let's say she got up and took off running, and she got really close to Sarah Kate, okay, but hers was 68, so she went over just about 4 milliseconds, just a little bit more. Okay, so far we've got 3, alright, but let's put Garrett in here since he's missing, okay, and let's say Garrett raced and he did it in 14 seconds, and let's go 28, alright, now, this is all just for fun, so Garrett wins, way to go Garrett, okay, but let's look at these and try to figure out, alright, who had the least amount of time and who had the most amount of time on this, okay? So as you can see, these ones took 14 seconds. Garrett and Levi, okay? Let's do one more. Miss Podorf. She took off running and she did it in a whopping 12 seconds, 35 milliseconds. Okay, look at there. Alright, now just so none of y'all get mad at each other, I won the race, okay? And as you can see, Mrs. P got 12 and 35 seconds, okay? So not just 12 seconds, it was a little bit over, okay? So this one, I would win first place because I ran in 12 seconds, so I beat the rest of you, okay? So I'm going to go 12.35 wins that the very first place spot. Let's do the second place spot, okay? So let's look at, we have 14 seconds, 15 seconds, 14 seconds, and 15 seconds. Since we're done with Miss P, we're going to put that one away, okay? The next ones would be the 14-second ones, okay? Which one would come first? 14.32 or 14.28? Hopefully you can see that both of them are 14, but Levi's went over 32 seconds and Garrett's only went over 28. So Garrett's 14.28 would be our next second place winner. Okay? And that leaves us Levi in third place at 14.32. Alright, but we're not done yet. We still have 2 more people. Okay, but I'm going to erase the people that we've done. Alright, so now we have Sarah Kate and Isabella. Alright, and Sarah Kate's is 15 and something, and Isabella's is 15 and something. Alright, so we need to look at these two and figure out which one had a smaller amount. And as you can see, 64 is smaller than 68. So, Sarah Kate would be our fourth place winner at 15.64. And sorry, Isabella, not picking on you, but you would get 15.68. Hopefully you can see that. All right, so that's kind of how we're going to order and arrange decimal numbers. Now, there's one trick that I want you to learn from this lesson, okay? And something that you need to learn is that, what if I had 12.3 and 12.30? Are they different or are they the same? Well, hopefully you remember that we can add 0 to anything, okay? At the end of any number, and it actually gives it no value whatsoever. So this is the same answer as that. So I can add just as many zeros up here or down here for it to equal the same thing. So these two numbers would actually equal each other, okay? Because the zeros are at the end. Alright, so let's look at a problem that they have here. Now really pay attention to where they place their decimals. This one says 12.3, and they're wanting us to compare it. Actually, let me write it in a comparative way. 12.3, compare it to 1.23. Now, first thing I want to encourage you to do when you get these kind of problems is this. I want you to take the two numbers that you get and line the decimals up. Okay? See how I lined these decimals up? 12.3 is here, 1.23 is here. My decimals are lined up. If you want to, go on and fill in the remaining places with 0 if that helps you. Then you can clearly look and see, is 1.23 smaller or bigger than 12.30? Hopefully you see that 12, my whole number, is bigger than my 1 whole number. Okay? So 12 would be bigger than 1. Okay? So hopefully you saw that and you didn't let it trick you. Alright, let's do another one. This time they want us to arrange the numbers in order from least to greatest. Okay? And here are the numbers they give us. 1.02, 1.2, and 1.12. Now, just 3 numbers, and hopefully you remember the very first thing you should do is what? Line up your decimals. 1.02, brought that one down. Now I'm going to take this 1.2 and bring it down. It's very important that you keep everything very organized. And then this one, 1.12. Okay? I'm going to go in and add in my 0 so that we have them all ending at a certain spot. Okay? Then you just have to look at each of these 3 numbers to see which one comes first. Well, all of them start with whole number 1. So the next number we need to look at is our 10th spot. Okay? I have a 0 in this 10th spot, a 2 in this one, and a 1 in this one. Which one is the smallest? My 0 is. So it's going to be my very first number. So that one's out. Okay? Then what is my second number? My 1 is. Because my 1 comes before 2. Alright, so now that one's done. And then this one would be in third place if we were going from least to greatest. So if I reordered these, it would be like this. 1.02, comma, 1.12, comma, and 1.20. And we put them in order from least to greatest. Okay? That is lesson 69.